Good morning, good evening, or good night, whenever you're watching this. I don't know, I feel like I need a new intro. That's all I got though. Sorry guys.
You'll come up with something.
So this is week 12, which is 3 months.
3 months.
So it's our 3-month
Month-iversary.
Month-iversary.
Which we are not celebrating because it's not an anniversary.
Yeah. Although it looks like it because we're in the hot tub with a couple drinks.
We are celebrating the fact that Blythe is taking
You only have coffee?
I have wine.
Oh,
I
she's
was
got
trying
wine.
to pretend like it was coffee so people didn't think I had a problem.
I've got a non-alcoholic Arizona iced tea. Pretty exciting here.
So this week was uneventful, but still did stuff. My aunt was still here for Monday, and Tuesday we went to, was that Tuesday? Monday night we went to St. George.
Yes, to drop her off.
Yeah.
We dropped her off at the St. George shuttle. There's a shuttle, basically like little Euro vans that go back and forth. He said like 14 times a day from Vegas to St. George. So it's about a 2-hour drive from there.
2.5, and the prices depend on the time of day, and they range from $19.99 to up to like $49 for the shuttle, which is really cheap.
Basically, if you're coming in and out like the Zion area, St. George area, you know, the best place usually to fly in is Vegas. So you can just get a shuttle from Vegas to St. George, and you don't have to drive that 2-hour stint if you're picking somebody up, dropping somebody off. So it's really,
or
it's a good
if you just want to take
deal.
a day trip to Vegas and not have to drive, that would be an awesome thing to do if you don't have a toddler or a dog like we do. So anyway, that was cool. We stumbled upon it actually on the way back from Vegas, driving her back to us. I saw one, and I was like, what's that? And we looked it up, and so she wanted to do it, so we didn't drive her back to Vegas. We took her to St. George, and she took the shuttle and then hung out at the airport and flew out. And then Tuesday, Blythe got invited to a birthday party.
It wasn't a birthday party. It was a happy party.
It was a happy party.
That's what she calls them, happy parties.
Happy party.
Yeah, so we did that.
All day Tuesday she was talking about it until the party.
Yeah, and then she didn't care after the party.
Actually, was that Monday? Because Aunt Pam went to that.
Yes, it was Monday, not Tuesday.
Yeah, because
it was Monday during the day.
That's right, because they moved it because of the rain. It was supposed to be Tuesday, but they were calling for a lot of rain this week, so they actually moved it up. So she did get to come to that with us.
Yes.
We did go to another happy party the next day too, because there are 7 full-time families. I know we've talked about this, but there are a ton of full-timers here, and we've all kind of tried to get together here and there just for the parents' sanity and for the kids' sake, I guess. So that was fun, and then the rain came.
Yep. Yeah, the rain came, was it Wednesday?
Yeah, I think Wednesday night, and it poured for like 2 whole days. I mean, it rained hard, and they were calling for flash flooding, but
we never really see any of it. The river rose like a couple, there's the Zion River, or is it the Virgin River? Virgin River, that runs right next to the park. There's a huge break wall there, though.
Yeah.
But they were calling for that to like flood and everything else and all this crazy stuff. It went up like a couple inches.
Low. They haven't had like substantial rain in like 6 months here, which I think is probably kind of normal. We are kind of in the desert. So this is the river right now, and we're going to take another video tomorrow and show you the river tomorrow.
It was kind of cool seeing how it was like rapids, kind of, not rapids, but it was rushing. But it never flooded here. But the same time we were getting the rain, the higher elevation areas were calling for 12 to 24 inches of snow, which we saw driving yesterday. The mountains in the distance were all covered in snow. So we're really glad last weekend, well, I'm glad because it's something I wanted to do, but I'm glad we went to Cedar Breaks last weekend, because we wouldn't have been able to, because once the snow hits, those roads are closed for the season. So we caught that one break we got. We caught that in time to be able to experience that before the snow hit, because for sure now it's closed.
Yeah. Then I went to Children's Museum.
With the other full-time families.
Yeah, so like three of the families went together. We all went there. It was kind of neat. I mean, it was a little smaller than like the children's museums I've seen.
We are accustomed to the Rochester Children's Museum, which we took for granted, I think.
Yeah. But it was good. It was smaller. They still had a lot there. They probably had like 3/4 of kind of exhibits and stuff as like the Rochester one has, just packed into a smaller spot.
Yeah, and there's smaller exhibits too.
Yeah, and they were kind of more geared towards, I mean, all the children's museums really are geared more towards like 4 and up. So there wasn't...
Blythe looks like she had a lot of fun though.
She did.
She looked like she... Although I'm pretty sure she either got sick there or she's teething now.
Yeah.
You almost expect to get sick when
every time you go to one of those, somebody's coming back with something.
So then that was fun. And then what did we do? We didn't do anything Friday. We just kind of relaxed. And then Saturday we went with another one of the full-time families, the Marvelous Miners, to
Pioneer Park,
which
was really cool.
We went there instead of a couple of other places we could have done because it allows for dogs. So it was one of the dog-friendly things. We really wanted to not board Creature another time.
And it's in St. George, so it's like half an hour away.
So that was really a cool place to check out. And then they have, remember the name? I can't remember the name. It's a garden that's like part of the park.
It's part of the park, yeah. There's like a little corny garden thing you can walk through. And
he calls it courting.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And then you can go have
courting.
fun at the actual Pioneer Park. The Pioneer Park is just kind of like rock formations and stuff, and you can kind of run all around and climb on stuff and everything. it was pretty neat. And then there's like a Boy Scout camp that's part of it, and they've got like this little kind of cave thing they built in the Boy Scout camp section or part of it.
We gotta look up how old it is, but it's been there a long time. That it's like a, I don't know, it's got like a fireplace in there. It's pretty cool. And then there's, did you say there's arches? There's an arch.
There's a little tiny arch.
Teeny slot canyon. And by
That's
teeny,
really
I
teeny.
mean it's a crack. They call it the crack, I think.
I got stuck.
So
I'm too big for it. I got stuck.
I think you have to be a smaller person than I am.
Little kids are about all that can really go through the whole thing. Otherwise, you can only go like 30 feet in or so.
I don't
and
know,
you
I
gotta turn
read
around.
people's reviews though that went up, but you gotta have like, I don't know, I'd probably have to suck it in to get up there.
Yeah, I mean, I got stuck like on my chest area, not even like my beer belly. It was like my
boobies are
chest
too
area.
big.
Yeah, I got too big of boobies.
Boobies are too big.
So I got kind of like stuck, and I was like, well, I should probably turn around now before I actually get like stuck.
So instead, he
you know?
thought he'd pretend to be a rock climber and was just climbing all the rocks, and it was like, it was cool though.
But that was fun.
It was like a little playground almost, adult or kid playground. There's tons of people there. It was one thing I read about it is that it gets packed, and it was busy.
It was pretty, but
It wasn't like
big,
so busy
though.
you couldn't get to things.
Yeah, and
so.
it's not like you got to wait in line to do stuff.
No,
It's just
it's
it's
not
all
like
just
that.
open. You've got like parking spots you can park at, and the whole thing's just open.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a specific trail. I mean, there are a couple trails too.
But everything's
but-
right off the parking lot. It's really accessible. So, and by accessible, I don't mean like handicap or stroller accessible. I just mean it's easy to get to if you want to do a couple quick hikes.
Yep. That's all we did this week, though, were those things. And then this week we've got Thanksgiving coming up. So we're doing a potluck.
Oh, one more thing about that Pioneer place. I'm going to try and go back there because apparently Eric doesn't give a hoot about this, but they have the garden part is all lit up for Christmas. They have like holiday lights.
Every time a Christmas light lights before Thanksgiving,
I
an
love
elf
Christmas
dies.
lights.
Okay? So everybody knows.
Anyway,
It's a true fact.
if you're in this area in November, December, I think it might be worth going there in the evening. I'm going to check it out. We'll see. The website shows it starts November 23rd or November 29th. I think it's November 29th for this year and 23rd, 2018. So we'll see.
Which we'll be packing up and moving then.
Well, that's Friday, so
Okay.
it depends. We're supposed to get snow this weekend.
Yes.
So we're going to figure out.
We have a move day this weekend,
Right.
and it's supposed to snow like the Thursday, Friday kind of time-ish. You know, not a lot, just like a dusting, that kind of stuff, but it's supposed to be down freezing temperatures. And Saturday morning when we go to leave, it'll be freezing temperatures. Whether there's snow or not, it's still going to be freezing, so you're going to have possibility for ice and stuff.
We don't have a long drive, though. We're going to
No.
Arizona after this, and it's like a 5-hour drive. So.
And we're going south, so it's, you know, we're cutting through Nevada and stuff, which is warmer. They're not getting the snow. Like, we're on the very kind of bottom of it. So we'll kind of play that by ear. We might have to stay an extra day or something, or who knows.
Or we don't know. We'll figure it out, but that's...
The snow is following us, and it's getting old.
It's...
Go back to New York snow.
Yeah.
Go back.
So we'll see how this weekend goes, but anyway, that's week 12.
That's week 12, 3 months of RVing. That's all we did this week.
Still loving it.
Yeah, we
Recap?
still love it. How about some like pros and cons quick? Some stuff that you don't love.
Well,
and
you were
like,
talking about a con the other day about just living in a camper.
oh, the small, because we were talking about living in the small space. How was it?
Always, before we even did this, when we went to buy a house, before we decided we were going to live in a camper, we actually were looking at houses about 500 square feet. So we've always wanted to live
Well, we were
small.
trying to find them, but you can't find them.
They don't really exist in our
Yeah,
area.
even like 800 square feet.
But the downside, the con you were talking about the other day was like if, like you have nowhere to go if two out of three of us are ready for bed and the other one wants to like be up and watch a show or a movie.
And part of that is our camper design too. It's got basically a
If we had
bedroom and then
fifth
everything
wheel or
else is
something,
open.
It would be fine.
Yeah.
But we have a smaller camper, not tiny. It's still a good size, but so you're saying that was a con. I still think
Well, on the couch, it's like you can't really like sleep on the couch because it's short. It's like the love seat.
Yeah.
So it's not like I can lay down, throw on the TV, and like fall asleep in a couple hours or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I used to do that all the time. I'd go down to the basement,
You
throw
can
the TV
turn the
on.
dinette into a couch and do that, or into a bed and do that.
But then you're farther from the TV, and I got to play it louder, and somebody gets angry when the volume's over 2.
She has to listen to it
Literally
so loud
2.
all the time.
She doesn't watch TV. She reads TV.
I love reading subtitles.
Yeah, no, I hate that.
Love subtitles.
So that's kind of a con of the small space is really you don't have that space to like kind of get away or break up if you're somebody's tired and falling asleep and somebody isn't or whatever. But pros, definitely, it's so easy to clean. I mean, I can clean the whole place. Like
our life is spent living instead of like being a slave to the housework, yard work, and work because only one of us works now. So Eric is the house.
I'm a house husband.
Doesn't let me go in the kitchen. Doesn't let me do much of that. 'Cause
I didn't beforehand either.
I'm too messy for him.
Yeah.
So
she's one of those people that takes a huge pot to melt like a quarter stick of butter and then just throws the pot in the sink.
Anyway,
we have a microwave.
A big pro. But that's like just a basic pro. The big obvious pro that was the
we get
reason
to
we're
see a
doing
lot of
this.
stuff.
We're seeing stuff we would have never seen. We were saying that the other day when we were driving.
Even if we're not seeing everything, like I mean, we're close to the Grand Canyon, but we're not going to see it.
Yeah, see it until a couple years from now.
So, like right now, you can't see everything, and we're not in that 100% tourist mode. We're more like seeing some areas and stuff as we go. Like we wanted to see the Southwest. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah.
We wanted to see some national parks, but we don't have to see them all. It's just kind of, it is what it is. You can't go see everything, and with a dog and a toddler and everything else, so like you throw a lot of stuff in the mix. You don't necessarily get to drive 3 hours all the time to go see a different park.
Well, and with me working too, but it's still, this is what we're trying to do, is just explore and see stuff we would have never gotten to see if we still lived in a house.
Yep.
It would have been a week vacation every year, and
basically the same spots, either Myrtle Beach or Florida.
Within driving distance, because we never wanted to pay for flights for everyone.
Yeah.
So this is what it's all about. We're not trying, like Eric said, we're not trying to see everything. We're just trying to see stuff, a lot of stuff, and just explore. We know that for as long as we can do this, we're going to do it, as long as we want to do it and are enjoying it.
And we're kind of starting to plan next year a little bit and figuring out what we're going to do. We're thinking just kind of doing the East Coast.
Doing like somewhat shorter treks and coming back to our home base in between. Instead of going for like 8 months at a time, we'll go for like 5 months, come home for a month or two, and then go back out. Because there's so much we want to see in opposite directions that we're trying to come up with, like maybe just doing East Coast, coming home in New York, and then going across the top and doing
like a sprint across the top to see some of the
there's just so much
more
to
northwest.
see,
But
so we'll work on that. That's
but if you have
something we need to start planning.
suggestions for the East Coast, let us know.
Yeah, any awesome places we can't miss. We've seen a lot of the East Coast because of just how we used to travel, which was week vacation here and there. We've been to Savannah and Tybee Island. We've been all over the Panhandle.
And corny stuff. I like corny stuff, like Cadillac Ranch, like weird.
Really likes that stuff.
Yeah. So any of that down the East Coast, let me know.
Yeah.
But don't say south of the border.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Diarrheaville.
Eric doesn't have filters, but
No, that place was bad. It was cool in its heyday, I bet. But we stopped there once, and it was like, really, like, what is this place? It's like half abandoned, and it's just like a cafeteria with horrible food.
I'm sure it was a good place to go at one point, but
in like the 70s.
Anyway, to recap, week 12 was awesome. We're still going strong.
And we have a move day next weekend.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can still get in week 13 by that, but we'll see.
Yep.
Sometimes it's a little complicated
Might
on
be a little late on
travel
that.
days.
Yep.
So we'll see. Angel's Landing video comes out tomorrow. And then I've got a couple other videos coming up, some cooking videos and stuff too. Cooking in an RV is very difficult, as
people
almost
keep
everybody
telling
knows.
us that it's not, a lot of people are actually intimidated by it, don't want to do it, they aren't sure how to do it, not sure where to start. Eric doesn't seem to be fazed by it, so he's going to try and do a little bit more of the cooking videos so that people can see how to do it, really.
Yeah, I did eggplant parm this week. I got a video coming out on eggplant parm, how to make eggplant parm in an RV. Simple, it really isn't complicated. And I don't always use my Instapot. A lot of people are like, oh, you can only use an Instant Pot or a crock pot.
No, he uses the oven, he uses
oven,
the burners,
pans,
the microwave.
I use it all.
Everything.
So
Right. So
I'll have a lot of that coming out.
for that.
All right, guys, we will see you next time. Stay tuned for lots of stuff, and
Bye, guys.